This video gives you a brief overview of all that's new in Sophos Firewall and the new XGS series hardware appliances. With this launch, we're making some significant changes to our core firewall product. We're giving it a new name, we're launching a completely new hardware platform, and we're introducing new simplified licensing. Let's take a closer look. First, the new naming. We're taking this opportunity to simplify the naming. The product you've known up until now as Sophos XGS Firewall becomes Sophos Firewall. This is the new overarching name for our main firewall product and is used to describe the software as well, which, with a little foresight, we already called Sophos Firewall OS or SFOS. This allows better differentiation between the name of the software and the name of the hardware appliances. The only products which keep XG in the name in the future are the XG series hardware appliances, which you can continue to sell alongside the new models. But of course, a naming transition will take time. And whereas the product pages on the website will be completely rebranded for the XGS series launch, and in some cases we're already using the Sophos Firewall name, there are areas such as support where we'll keep XG in parentheses for the time being, just to ensure that people searching for XG Firewall can still find the information that they need. Now let's take a look at the new hardware. The XGS series is a completely new range of firewall appliances, which may look similar to the XG models from the outside, but on the inside they bear little resemblance. This is not just a hardware refresh, it's a completely new hardware platform which has been re-engineered from the core. The XGS series model lineup is similar to what we offer today with the XG series. Including those with Wi-Fi integrated, there are 10 new desktop models. These are the perfect choice for all-in-one security for branch offices, retail, and smaller offices. Every desktop model now has SFP included for fiber connectivity, and some models also have Power over Ethernet built in. We've also increased the number of models with a modular bay for add-on connectivity. The 1U rack mount models are the perfect choice for the distributed edge. Those customers who have a very distributed environment with many branch offices or remote locations to secure. These models offer the perfect combination of built-in and modular connectivity to suit the very diverse requirements in this segment. And our 2Us are perfect for the enterprise edge, with new connectivity built in, new add-on high-density modules, no compromised performance, and all the redundancy features these customers need to power and secure their demanding environments. As you can see, we've stuck to similar model numbering to help you easily position the right XGS series for your customers. There is an equivalent XGS series model to every XG series that you sell today. The only exception to this is the XG750, which has no direct equivalent. But if we look at the performance, you'll see that all models bring such a boost that the XGS 6500 excels the performance of the 750 quite significantly, and so there is no gap in our portfolio. Also, a couple of additional high-end models are planned for release next year. Now, for those of you who see this and think, great, I can sell a smaller box, that is absolutely not the intention. The new XGS series offers sufficient headroom to turn on the protection which is required for today's networks. And of course, you need to size the appliance, not just for today, but to cover the requirements for the next 3 to 5 years. And as we've seen over the past 18 months, network requirements can sometimes take an unexpected turn. Every firewall needs to be sized for every eventuality. Talking of sizing, our sizing tool may already be available via the partner portal by the time you watch this video. If it isn't, it's coming very soon. The data for the XGS series will be added to that as soon as the real-world performance testing is complete. The XGS series now have a dual processor architecture. This means that every model combines a new high-performance multi-core CPU with a dedicated extreme flow processor for hardware acceleration. We'll take a closer look at that in just a moment. The new models also have an increased number of interfaces built in and a greater diversity of connectivity options, including a new high-density FlexiPort module option for the 2Us. And last but not least, this new platform gives us a significant performance boost. Depending which specific performance data you're looking at, this can mean a 2x or even 3x or more increase over the XG series with V18, and even more over models still running V17. What this added performance brings for your customers will be covered in just a moment, but first let's take a look at the extreme architecture that makes all of this possible. The extreme architecture introduced in version 18 made traffic handling much more efficient, and so gave us a really good performance boost on the existing hardware. We did this by consolidating some security and controls into a single streaming deep packet inspection engine, and introduced a virtual fastpath to offload previously verified and trusted traffic. This architecture was purely software based and still completely powered by the main CPU only. Now with the XGS series, we're adding a hardware layer to the Extreme architecture with the Extreme Flow processors. These provide a dedicated hardware fastpath for application acceleration. Offloading to the fastpath particularly benefits applications with real-time data, such as voice over IP, and cloud or SaaS applications, where latency is the arch-enemy of a good user experience. And with custom policies, a customer could also offload bandwidth-hogging constant data streams, known as elephant flows, such as those caused by backup traffic, and so greatly improve their overall network performance. All of this lessens the burden on the main CPU, so those resources can focus exclusively on core firewalling tasks and deep packet inspection for the traffic that really needs it. The Extreme Flow processor is a multi-core network processing unit, or NPU, which we can code for future software iterations and so accelerate further applications and processes such as IPsec VPN, further SD-WAN traffic, and much more in the future, providing additional performance boosts with future software releases without having to change the hardware. The broad range of modular connectivity options that Sophos offers is unmatched in the industry, allowing customers to adapt their firewall when their environment or connectivity requirements change, rather than having to invest in new hardware mid-term. The XGS series make our firewall truly flexible to the core and provide a future-proof solution for the full hardware lifecycle. Now let's take a look at some of the problems that your customers are facing and how this new architecture can help. According to the Google Transparency Report, at least 90% of network traffic is encrypted. In some countries, it's significantly higher. Cloud and SaaS apps rely on modern encryption technologies such as TLS to ensure a secure connection between the user device and the app. And with the increase in remote working locations, network visibility has never been more important. But encrypted traffic creates an enormous blind spot if it's not inspected, and a firewall showing the majority of traffic as general or unknown makes it extremely hard to create meaningful policies and identify potential risks. Not surprisingly, hackers and attackers are taking advantage of this, with 50% of malware and potentially unwanted app hosts now using TLS encryption to increase the chance of avoiding detection. But over 90% of organizations are not using TLS inspection, 91% according to our own telemetry, and 96% going by the last Vanson Bourne survey when we asked this question. When asked why, the number one response was performance. With 90% of traffic encrypted, it should come as no surprise that turning on a process such as TLS inspection is going to have a performance impact. This is particularly apparent if the firewall was not sized to consider changes in the environment. In a similar vein, over a third of customers don't enable IPS on their firewall, which is another essential network protection technology. Again, citing performance impacts as their top reason for going underprotected. The bottom line is that the majority of organizations are choosing to run underprotected to maintain an adequate level of performance on their firewall. Sophos Firewall and the new XGS series hardware appliances provide powerful protection and performance for today's diverse, distributed and encrypted networks. Confronted with an ever-evolving threat landscape, increasingly tight budgets, and additional infrastructure requirements to support changes in how and from where users connect, we're giving organizations the performance headroom to scale up their protection and the flexibility to adapt and enhance their firewall if and when required. Because we believe that no organization should have to decide between protection and performance. And finally, let's take a look at the new licensing. We're bringing Extreme to our licensing as well and greatly simplifying our offering to have one lead bundle, simplifying everything for sales, partners and customers, and ensuring customers get the best protection and maximum value. Sandstorm has been renamed to Zero-Day Protection, which better suits the functionality that it now offers. And Central Orchestration, which is expected to be available later, is a new protection module for SD-WAN VPN orchestration for groups of firewalls, and firewall reporting, and much more in the future. All subscriptions are also sold separately for maximum flexibility, and email and web server protection will only be sold separately. The one exception to this is for MSPs, who can't purchase individual subscriptions and so have the choice between 3 software bundles: Extreme Protection, Standard Protection, and Extreme Protection with WAF and email included. Let's take a look at the key milestones for the licensing project. The new licensing will be available for customers running the XGS series hardware from launch. This is the only licensing scheme for Sophos Firewall customers on the XGS series. We'll open up Sophos internal quoting for the new license bundles for new XG series hardware and virtual customers in June. And the first order date for that licensing is planned to be from the beginning of July. There will be some overlap between the 2 licensing schemes for XG series hardware and virtual customers. The current plan is that the existing XG series customers and virtual customers will be automatically migrated over to the new licensing scheme on various dates throughout July. This will probably vary by region. Let's take a look at how we'll migrate your existing customers. Enterprise card customers will be migrated to Standard Protection, which gives them like-for-like functionality. Enterprise Guard Plus customers will be migrated to Extreme Protection. This would give them additional functionality over what they have today once Central Orchestration is available. Full Guard customers are also migrated to Extreme Protection, but also get individual subscriptions for email and web server protection. This not only gives them everything that they have today, they additionally get zero-day protection and Central Orchestration once that's available. For Full Guard Plus customers, it's very similar. They move to Extreme Protection and also get email and web server protection as individual subscriptions, additionally giving them Central Orchestration once that's available. There is one final migration which needs to be considered. In the new licensing scheme, Enhanced Plus support will only be available as an Enhanced to Enhanced Plus support upgrade. So as you can see, most existing customers will eventually benefit from access to additional functionality after the automated migration process. Partners selling the new software and hardware are eligible for incremental discounts with deal registration. The eligible products are shown here in the blue box. Deal registration is also available for partners upgrading customers from Standard Protection to Extreme Protection for either the software-only bundle or for the software and hardware bundle, as shown here in the orange box. Incumbency discount applies to straight renewals on like-for-like products, for example, Extreme Protection to Extreme Protection. Downgrades are not eligible for incumbency. For example, incumbency discount would not apply for a customer downgrading from Extreme Protection to Standard Protection. For your current customers who are migrated to Extreme Protection from July At renewal time, partners will be eligible for incumbency discounts on Extreme Protection and the individual components for email and web server. If you have customers who want to move to our new licensing scheme in the XGS series prior to the automatic migration, this would be handled as a mid-term change, and they would get credit for their remaining terms. In this case, incumbency discounts will apply. Be sure to see our FAQ for additional scenarios and discount opportunities. So as you can see, we've been very busy here at Sophos to bring you a firewall which offers powerful protection without compromising on performance. And when is all of this happening? The marketing launch date is April 21st, 2021. This is the date when our website and all public assets will go live. There are different dates for hardware availability, with the first models expected from the launch date and further models coming from late May. We'll keep you informed on that as we get closer to that date. For further information, make sure that you listen to the soft skills recordings that we did in April, and also check out the partner portal for more information. As mentioned before, there will also be an FAQ for the licensing, and contact your Sophos contact if you have any questions at all. Thank you for listening, and good luck with your future Sophos firewall sales.